All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about one of the most maddening things about using AI. You get your hands on this super powerful tool, you think it's going to change everything, but you just end up feeling like a broken record, repeating yourself over and over. If that sounds even a little bit familiar, stick around. We're going to break down exactly why that happens and, way more importantly, how you can fix it for good.
So does this ever happen to you? You spend all this time carefully explaining your brand, your style, exactly what you need for a project, and the very next time you start a new task, it's like none of it ever happened. It's a complete blank slate. All that effort just gone, vanished into thin air. And this kicks off what I call the AI frustration cycle. You're explaining your brand guidelines for the 100th time. You're wasting precious minutes, even hours, making the exact same edits again and again. And what do you get? Just generic, off-brand stuff that could have come from anywhere. There's no consistency. Honestly, it feels like you're training a brand new intern every single day. And it is exhausting.
But here's the thing, and this is the absolute key. The problem isn't that the AI isn't capable enough. These models are ridiculously powerful. The real problem, the one we need to solve, is memory. Without a memory, without any context, even the smartest AI is basically just taking a wild guess. And that's why you get such forgettable work.
So what's the solution? How do we fix this? Simple. We give the AI a brain, a permanent memory. And we do that by building something called a knowledge base. You can think of it as the ultimate instruction manual for your AI, one that it can reference for every single task you ever give it. So what exactly is a knowledge base? Well, it's a central library where you put everything the AI needs to know about you, your company, your brand, all of it. But the real magic is that teach once, apply forever idea. You do the work just one time, up front, and from that moment on, the AI remembers it and uses that knowledge in everything it creates for you.
And setting this up is way simpler than it sounds. Each little piece of info you add, we'll call it an entry, has just 3 basic parts. First, you give it a clear name, something simple like brand colors. Second, you tell it when to use that info, like say for all design tasks. And third, you give it the actual content, the specific hex codes for your brand colors. That's it. Name, when, content. Simple.
Okay, now for the fun part. Let's really see what kind of a difference this makes. Because we're not talking about a small improvement here. The change between an AI running blind and one with a knowledge base is, well, it's pretty dramatic. And this slide just lays it all out. It's like 2 different worlds. On the left, without the knowledge base, you get that generic, bland, corporate-sounding stuff. Random colors, random styles. It sounds like 1,000 other businesses. But look at the right side. With the knowledge base, suddenly you've got your exact brand colors, your authentic voice, a consistent style. It finally sounds exactly like you. This quote really just hits the nail on the head. A knowledge base is what takes your AI from being just a generic, kind of helpful assistant and turns it into a true partner, one that's totally aligned with your brand. It actually starts to understand what you're trying to do. Okay, theory is great, but what does this actually look like when you put it into practice? Let's check out a real-world blueprint for how this gets done. Now, get this. A team took a huge 450-line brand guide, the kind of giant document that would make an AI's head spin, and they distilled that entire thing down into just 11 focused, easy-to-digest knowledge entries. That's all it took. And this is what they looked like. They made them modular, so instead of one massive file, you have these separate little building blocks, one for your colors, one for your brand voice, another for writing guidelines. You get it. Each piece is specific and focused. So why is breaking it up like this so smart? Well, first, it's super efficient. If you ask for a social media post, the AI just grabs the brand voice entry. If you ask for a graphic, it pulls the color palette one. It only uses what it needs for that specific task. And updates? Oh, they're a total breeze. Want to change a brand color? You just update one tiny entry. It makes the whole system scalable so it can grow right along with your brand. And all of this really leads us to the most important point of this entire conversation. This is about a fundamental shift in how we should be thinking about these tools. Because here's the truth. The real power isn't in the AI tool itself. Those are getting better all the time, but they're becoming common. The real power, the secret sauce, is the unique, specific knowledge that only you have. You are the expert. The AI is just the tool, but it's your knowledge that makes it powerful. And I really want to leave you with this last thought. An AI doesn't just wake up one day and get smarter. That's not how it works. It grows smarter, it gets more aligned, and it becomes more useful because of you. It grows with the knowledge you give it. So the question we should be asking isn't, how smart is my AI? It's, what am I teaching it today?